Welcome everybody, here we are again. We want to talk a little bit more about the FLOK camera. This is number 4, I believe, of our series. Tonight we're going to talk about, are they constitutional or are they not? There are concerns about that, and a little bit about where the money's coming from to put these all up. By the way, across the country there are some places that are getting these FLOK cameras taken out, and if we have time, we'll put some links up for some of that, but if not, go search it out yourself and let us know what you find. There are people that are saying, no way, Jose, we don't want this out there. We're not alone here in Dodge County. But I want to talk about the money first, where it comes from, because each camera is leased for $2,750, something like that, which means every year we have to cough up that money for each camera, and the sheriff wants 22 cameras, so that's going to be $60,000 or so, more or less. Now, he knew he'd probably have trouble, I believe, to get them in this year, so he has now, up to this point, received $20,500 in donations. I don't know who donated them or anything about that, but that's what he's received. But he has 17 or 18 cameras up already. There's 9 cameras that are not accounted for yet, but he assured me there's no money spent on them yet. So I called him up on October 2nd and said, Sheriff, do you plan on having anything in your budget for 2024 for these FLOK cameras? And if so, how much are you going to have in there? And where can we find it, obviously? And he has not returned my call yet. It's been nearly 2 weeks. And he's always been good about returning calls, but for some reason, this question has not been answered yet. But thinking ahead, since that bill comes every year, who's going to pay for it next year? Are we going to have another $20,000 in donations, or is it all going to be put on your back? I think you know the answer. Anyhow, we want to talk about whether or not it's constitutional. Many have mentioned about the 4th Amendment of the federal Constitution, which protects people and their privacy, not necessarily places or property, and that's found in Warden versus Hayden. So the 4th Amendment states the right of the people to be secure in their persons, and secure means to be safe from invasion of privacy. Now, countywide police surveillance violates this expectation of privacy, I believe. Are we safe from invasion of privacy from our police or government? With all these cameras going up all over Dodge County, many people are concerned. Now, in Katz versus the United States, there was a decision that made electronic surveillance subject to the 4th Amendment's requirements. So they were understanding what's going on. As technology increases, you get all this new stuff, and you can hear someone from 200, 300 feet away, you know, that kind of thing. So what a person seeks to preserve as private, it says in another Katz versus United States. This is going to be interesting. What a person seeks to preserve as private, even in an area accessible to the public. And that I thought was interesting, because the roadways are accessible to the public. So if a person seeks to preserve as private something that happens in this area that is accessible to the public, it may be constitutionally protected in this case. And that was Katz versus the United States. So the question to ask is, where these FLOK cameras are put up, are these areas in which there is a reasonable expectation of freedom from governmental intervention, from governmental surveillance, from governmental intrusion? This is in Mancusi versus DeForte. That's a decision that they had there. So this has been in the works. People are talking about it. It's not necessarily in the works the last 10 years or so, but it's out there as case law. So for FLOK cameras, when you take a drive and you want to go somewhere in Dodge County or even outside of Dodge County, do you want to be able to make the trip without government and police surveillance? Do you want that privacy or not? That's the question people are concerned about. Is your trip one in which you reasonably expect freedom from government intrusion? And when you go around, you can see FLOK cameras up here, up there, on posts. Sometimes you can't even tell they're there. They're very well done. And I say, have you ever seen one going up? I swear they must put them up at night, because all of a sudden, there they are. Poof, just like that. So many people say, absolutely, yes, I want to have privacy. I don't want these cameras all over the place. Another decision about privacy, getting into technology. New technology can shrink the realm of guaranteed privacy. Catch that? New technology shrinks the realm of guaranteed privacy because it reaches further, and so your privacy circle gets smaller, something that has to be dealt with, especially when the technology in question is not in general public use. That means that these FLOK cameras are skirting an issue. They're on a line because we don't have everybody all over the place using FLOK cameras. It's just the government. That's in Kylo versus the United States. So the contest here is arbitrary power versus the privacy of life. Arbitrary power, that is individual discretion in authority determining how far they want to go with this technology without a law dictating how far they can go. That is the concern, and I think it's a valid concern. Power corrupts. And once people get that kind of power, I mean, you just heard a story about how all of a sudden squad cars and the officers were punching in their phones to get into the pictures on the FLOK cameras. They're chasing a car, and oh, wait, look here, I got one here. They lost it anyhow. All these FLOK cameras are on, they lost it. The only reason they found it is because it crashed somewhere. So, the Fourth Amendment is designed, it says here in Mancusi versus DeForte, the Fourth Amendment is designed to place obstacles in the way of police surveillance that can get more and more permeating. That's what the Fourth Amendment is for, and I think there is application here. But the key is to get someone to contest it, to challenge it. So, privacy in Dodge County on the roads is being compromised with these FLOK cameras. Yes, they aid in crime prevention, and if you go on the FLOK website, they say, we will eliminate crime in wherever they are placed. Nice thought, but I don't think it's going to happen, but it sounds good. So today, what we are seeing, a little bit of perceived safety is causing many people to compromise their individual liberty. You don't want to do that, you'll never get it back. So is this what we want in Dodge County? Little thing to think about the constitutionality of the FLOK cameras and where the money comes from to keep them around. Thank you.